Go ahead.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would like to start with a quote. Technology makes life convenient, but fundamentals make life possible. While high frequency waves may dazzle us with speed and data, I stand firmly in favor of low frequency waves because they are the backbone of survival, communication, and our civilization itself. So here are some fundamental arguments that I have in favor of low frequency electromagnetic waves. First of all, they are the foundation of communication. Low frequency waves are the first medium of global communication. We started with AM and then we went to FM also. So AM is radio, long wave, and you might have seen this type of communication in long distance transmissions, maritime and aviation navigation. Even today, emergency broadcast systems and disaster management rely on LF, which is low frequency, because it can travel vast distances with low attenuation and it can naturally travel those distances without losing too much power over time. And even though it loses power, we have developed ways to keep that power intact or step it up after a couple distance. Uh, it also has the ability to penetrate objects, obstacles, walls, mountains, and it remains functional when everything else fails. This is something we will again be revisiting, I'm sure, in the rebuttals. Second, power grid and electricity. Every light bulb, fan, computer, or phone in this room runs on 50 or 60 hertz, alternating current, our AC/DC thing. Now, a low frequency wave, that is what alternating current is. Without LF, the entire power grid also collapses. We don't have electricity without a power grid, and power grid runs on low frequency waves. And obviously, if we don't have electricity, no hospitals, no water supply, no industry, no defense systems, no normal day-to-day communication, anything that we can imagine. Society would not just be inconvenienced, it would actually be crippled at one point. Third, penetration and reliability. Unlike high frequency signals, low frequency signals can penetrate obstacles, like I just mentioned, both natural and man made obstacles. So it can penetrate earth, water, and buildings. That's why submarines and underground communications rely on low frequency waves. And in war zones during floods, earthquakes, and blackouts, when cell towers and satellite communication fails, you fall back on AM radio, FM radio. Safety is my last point. Low frequency radiation is biologically much safer than high frequency radiation. This is something that people would say is debatable, but I think there are lots of studies proving also the kind of radiation poisoning that may occur due to high frequency waves, which hasn't been proved for low frequency that much. Um, we have heard of different studies where UV, X rays, gamma rays can harm human living tissues. That's about it for me.
Yes. Okay. Uh, Low frequency waves bring us entertainment and communication, but high frequency waves like UV, X rays, and gamma rays bring us life saving medicines, deep space exploration, technologies that pushes our boundaries. And yes, hello, I'm here today to support why I feel high frequency waves are much better as compared to low frequency waves. So my way of telling this is just by mentioning what are the benefits of all of this, and then I'll be saying why I feel high frequency waves are better than low frequency. So let me start first about UV waves. They are used in sterilization, like during COVID time, like 99.9% of virus on the ground was help was sterilized using UV. And then hospitals, then labs, water purifiers, we use it everywhere. uh, UV rays also helps in production of vitamin D synthesis, which again helps in the strong bones. It helps to fight against skin conditions called as psoriasis and eczema. UV rays are also used in forensics as they make biological traces glow, and like fingerprints, detect bloods, and counterfeit documents. Uh, UV rays are also used to study molecules as they excite the molecules, and then we could do a study on it. UV rays are used to harden plastic ink adhesive. So in medical and security and material science, UV rays are used. in a lot of major magnitude. Nextly, I would like to highlight on, like, imagine seeing inside your body without even opening it. Yes, I come to X-rays, and X-ray is first use of it. It is medical, like if you to detect any fractures, to detect any tumors and injuries quickly. Next is about airport scanners. Like you don't really have to open entire bag. X-ray could scan it for you, and to detect if there's any weapons out there. In X-rays are also used to inspect aircraft, wing, pipeline, railway tracks, and they can save a lot of catastrophic accidents. Low frequencies cannot simply penetrate, and thus life saving incidents are due to the uh, higher frequency waves. Nextly, X-rays are also used in a lot of microscopes, I would say, like electron microscope to see structures smaller than the visible light. And X-rays are used in a lot of scientific researches, like for finding double helix of DNA. X-rays were used. Nextly, I would like to highlight on the next wave, which is gamma waves. Now it is the superhero, the most powerful wave, and it is used in medical application to destroy a lot of cancer cells. It is used for sterilization again, a lot of much powerful. Then it is used for inspecting well pipelines. And my last benefit of gamma waves is, like, since they have high energy, they can retrieve most extreme phenomena, and like nuclear reactions. They are also used in astrophysics satellites and telescopes. They are used in telescope. They are used to study supernova, black holes, cosmic rays. And without gamma rays, I think these extreme cosmic events would never have been explored. And with this, I would like to compare, like, give my final statement that all the both waves are important, but not all waves are equal. Some bring entertainment and communication, while some bring life, and I choose life. And that is why I rest my case stating that high frequency waves are much more beneficial. Yeah. uh, Rebuttal phase.
Yeah, sure. So should I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so you repeatedly mentioned that low frequency waves bring us entertainment and communication, but it is not as simplified as just entertainment and communication. Uh, Rather, without communication, we wouldn't be human society. Imagine human society. Maybe we have a lower lifespan. Maybe we don't have high speed data communication. But what if we have no communication at all? What if we don't have power to do things? Power in the sense energy. We could not survive. So my whole basis for this argument is that low frequency waves, they are the backbone of survival, whereas high frequency, they're just making things more convenient for us as a society. There's no doubt that it has helped, and we have indispensable innovations and inventions today, like you mentioned, the MRI, CT scan, civil engineering applications, everything. But again, these are not crucial for survival of the human race. But energy and communication, two of the main things that low frequency waves take care of, and these are just two of those things. These human society could not survive without that, is my argument.
Okay, to answer that, I believe, communication. When I think like, we can stay without communicating, right? But if I'm having a very extreme disease like cancer, so like, I would have to go, like, even fractures. Then I can survive without like communicating, right? Like, it is always said, a person may have many dreams, but a unhealthy person just have one dream to become healthy. So in that context.
But that is a very short-sighted view, right? Because you're only thinking about your health, and you want to. I mean, there's nothing wrong about thinking about your health, but you cannot say you cannot live without communication. Everything that you're doing today, divide your day into multiple parts and see. Even the fact that we are having this meet right now, it is a form of communication.
Okay, to
And
yes, go ahead.
you attending lectures, classes online, okay? Or let's say you're attending your classes offline, but your research happens via the internet, okay? Whatever searches you're performing, your phone, you know. You're constantly using your phone, and all of that data transmission reception happens through communication. So all of these things would not exist without that. Secondly, other than communication, also energy, like I mentioned, the power that is in your house right now. In fact, even you mentioned the instruments that are used for treating diseases, even though the principle that they run on is high frequency waves, they would not function without low frequency waves powering them.
uh, I would I would agree on to that fact. Like we can't really, like, for power, yes, of course, but in a way, don't you feel, high frequency waves are like low frequency waves take out some of your energy as well, like as you mentioned about communication. So we might be addicted towards it a lot, and it is not even required. Maybe, don't you feel in that way?
But we wouldn't be where we are today without communication. Globalization would not have occurred. You wouldn't have the TV, you wouldn't have the telephone. You wouldn't know what's going on in other part of the world. Wars wouldn't have happened the way they do today. Everything that has happened in the history of human society has eventually led to where we are today.
Okay, I would like to ask question. What about the space exploration? Although it is not very required, like, uh, but don't you feel we are increasing our horizons, and it is not simply possible with low frequency
Hmm.
waves?
Yes, it is not possible with low frequency waves only. In fact, the data transmission reception that happens with the satellites is solely based on radio frequencies and microwave frequencies. In fact, recently launched satellite by ISRO and NASA together, which was the synthetic aperture radar, that actually uses microwave frequencies to then scan the Earth's surface, and like everything that we use GPS or what we know about our climate and weather today, we would not know these things without microwave or radio frequencies.
Yes. Do you have any questions?
Yeah. This is about the health perspective.
Hmm.
So, since a lot of people debate and mention that high frequency waves would be responsible for damaging living human tissues, considering this factor, would your opinion on high frequency waves change? And even if you say, no, we have to use them regardless, let's say for mobile communication, you need high frequency, high Gbps data, right? How would you, if you say that we should still use high frequency waves, what would be your reasoning for going ahead with it, despite the fact that it may cause harm to human tissues?
Uh, your question is like how? What do I have to say about the?
Like what I'm saying is, if these waves are harmful to humans,
Mhm.
in your perspective, what justifies their usage?
Okay, yeah. I would say yes, since they have also the high energy and like high power, so they are harmful in certain cases. I would not deny on that. But I mean, like no one says fire is bad because fire is burning. So with maybe power comes, like they say, power, with power come responsibilities. So you have to like also high frequency waves are not like easily available to everybody, like how we are connected to low frequency waves. So maybe like at certain places the research could have been made, right?
Because even I feel like certain regulations should exist. I don't think we can just say ki eliminate mobile towers. We don't need them anymore. We definitely need them, but the rate at which they are cranking up the speeds, and just so that they can have higher bandwidth, faster data supply to more people use and sell more SIM cards, and even setting up more towers in specific cities or wherever, that's really bad. And no one's really checking in on those regulations.
Mhm.
These big companies, they're just looking to earn more money and sell more SIM cards.
Yes.
So I feel like that's a major concern that people should be looking into.
Yes. Yeah, that is it, Swani. Do
You
you
have
have
any,
anything else? No, I don't have any
you have
question.
any question?
No, no.
I have one more
Yeah,
question.
good.
uh, Let me just look for that question. I've noted it down. Okay. if you had to design a single communication system for the entire planet, okay, and this communication system should work in cities, oceans, mountains, deserts, what would you choose? Which communication
Uh,
technique?
I think I think majorly like if optic cables were like we are away from the topic, like since we are considering visible light, but I think that is again a far better option and it's quicker also. So me, I may choose optic cables if
Okay.
hypothetically it is possible.
I feel like optics are, it's obviously a compromise between both high and low frequency.
Yeah, because high
But
frequency, yeah,
yeah,
you can't really communicate.
optic
Use
cable,
yeah,
correct, correct.
yeah.
But optic cables, okay, I think you would be able to do
In
information type of data communication. But when it came to, let's say, wars, I don't think you would be able to use this form of communication reliably.
reliably, yes, I would agree on that. Like we for wars and those situations, using optic cables is really not an option. Like
When nothing else works, or even during natural disasters,
mm,
let's say these optic cables, they get destroyed. Even right now, there's a huge problem if you know about it.
shine.
Optic cables, these giant cables which are laid down on the floor of the ocean beds, like even Atlantic Ocean and all, or Pacific Ocean,
Hmm.
the sharks were eating those cables.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
Yeah. So,
yeah,
yeah, in such situation.
during extreme conditions like war and natural disasters, I would highly, you can't really use high frequency for that. Like it can't really help in the communication as both has their own uses. But
High frequency communication would only help within a small city
small city,
itself.
uh,
And if the towers are functioning properly, or if the weather is
it's still possible. Shall we go to the GD part, or do you have any question? Like that is my answer. I don't. I really want to discuss on this topic.
oh,
You have any other question?
yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I mean, we are doing a GD
yeah,
only
yeah.
right
We'll
now.
do GD only. Yeah. Is it
Yeah.
like high frequency could be used for a little for the communication in a short space?
Yeah, it's meant for short distance only. So if you're setting up like a tower in a small city and you're making sure that there are no big buildings blocking those waves,
Mm-hmm.
then you can ensure like communication in that area. Plus, you should make sure weather is good and everything.
Uh, and what about satellites? No, not there, right?
Sorry.
In satellites, high frequency could be used, like from satellite to ground.
See, I'm not sure exactly how that works, so I don't want to say something wrong.
Okay. Okay.
But as far as I know, at least for the radar part, they use microwave frequencies. That much I know.
Oh,
But I think data transmission happens at optical and above that. I'm not sure exactly though.
yeah. Anything to add, Suhani? Like I can't really fight for communication for high frequency. I can't.
That's
Really.
this
But
topic was a
more
bit different because
for
yeah,
discussion. Yeah.
it's more of like an information
Yes.
sharing topic. It's not really a debate because
Debate.
you can't say that you can't use replace high frequency waves. You can't say that
You
because
can't.
both have different
Yes.
applications.
Yes. And I think purposely I had kept so that I could learn about the other side as well.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
how it clicked to me about optic cables. I almost forgot about that, but I just said it. Yeah,
Yeah. Optic cables are a very good method actually of
very good, very good.
communication.
And they are very
The
fast.
only problem is the maintenance of the cable itself.
Mhm. Anything else? Like I came to know a lot of things from the basic as well. Like I did not even know why UV rates. What does violet in UV means, and what does red in infrared means. So I came to know it just now, and I really liked it for that.
I see.
Any other? Do you have any feedback on the entire thing? Like what was wrong, what was right?
Not really. I think both of us had facts ready, so
Yeah.
that's about it.
Yes, yes. I had written one more thing, like when I anticipated you would be asking me about high frequency waves being dangerous. So I had written there infrared burns cornea and something else and towers. But we excluded IR, so I just kept quiet.
We didn't exclude IR, I just didn't include it.
It-
Like I forgot to,
yes, I could have.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
But uses of IR are again communication only mostly. At the most, therapy also, like in medical usage. And sterilization also. Like you said, UV is even IR.
Mm.
And light waves, actually, now one thing about light waves is communication. Second is the fact that we literally
Yes.
see everything around us because of light.
Yeah.
And third thing that I found out recently was light waves are used for promoting like growth, plant growth, hair growth. You must have heard of light therapy.
Mhm. Interesting. Yes.
Yeah.
I saw somebody's LinkedIn post few days back. Like they mentioned that the data is transmitted using light from the chips, but I didn't read it much. But I
Yeah,
was so fascinated to read that. Yeah. Just
that's
have a
what
look.
I said, communication.
Communication.
Now they've actually,
Okay, I thought
yeah, yeah, yeah.
optic
Now,
communication. Like I thought in that line.
no, one is that. One, you have optic cables which literally transfer data from one tower to another, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like for Wi-Fi signals and all of that. But the other, now even on a mini scale, literally on PCBs
Yeah,
and chips also, they have made these small traces where they send light signals.
that's so cool, and
Yeah.
it will be so helpful for the environment. To be honest, like
Yeah.
yeah, anything.
In fact, even right now at ISRO, the PCBs that we are working on, they are called EO PCBs. So it's actually electro-optical.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have two cards, both cards are carrying electrical signals, but between them there's like a diode that transmits light. So essentially what's happening is it carries electrical signals at the diode level, then the electrical signal converts into light signal. The diode emits that light, the other diode captures that light and it goes back to electrical signals. And this way that communication is
Um,
happening.
and frequency
That's
is
pretty
between
cool.
like in the VIP QR range only the frequency is maintained.
Yeah.
Okay, that's so cool. Yeah, uh, yeah, that is it, Swani. Do you have any
Okay.
how was my flow? Like, do you have any feedback for the flow? I think the last statement that I made was little harsh.
No,
Like,
I think
yeah,
even I didn't have a flow to be honest. I think we both just stated applications of
applications. There was no other
maybe
scope
this wasn't a
to
very
do it.
good debate topic.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Yeah, that is it, Swani. I
Well,
think we are
yeah.
good to end. Like, is there anything to add?
Okay. No.
No. Yeah. Thanks for joining, and we
You know,
will.
if you want, we can do a debate on the like Nepal situation right now. Something more logical, you know.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Sure, sure. We'll just end this meet and we can have the topic. Just a
Sure.